Hi friends, now let us discuss about the benefits of labor reforms for working class. So after the implementation of the four labor codes which government of India has initiated in the recent past. So what kind of benefits that are being extended to the working class through these labor reforms? That uh, let us discuss now. The first important benefit for the working class, that is the fixed term in employees, that is benefit for the fixed term employees. Fixed term employees to receive all benefits equal to permanent workers, including leave, medical and social security. This is the first benefit which the workers are going to get benefit, especially the workers in informal sector or unorganized sector, or we can say that fixed term employees. Then gratuity eligibility after just 1 year instead of 5 years. This is one benefit which the workers are going to get benefit. Then equal wages as permanent staff, increasing income and protection. Then promotes direct hiring and reduces excessive contractualization. So these are the important benefits for the fixed term employees. Then next, the benefits for the gig and platform workers. Gig work, platform work and aggregators have been defined for the first time. Then aggregators must contribute 1 to 2% of the annual turnover. 1 to 2% of the annual turnover, capped at 5% of the amount paid or payable to gig and platform workers. So here there are uh, three categories of persons. One is gig workers, second one platform workers, other one aggregators. So the aggregators must contribute 1 to 2% of the annual turnover, capped at 5% of the amount paid or payable to gig and platform workers. Then Aadhaar linked universal account number will make welfare benefits easy to access, fully portable and available across states regardless of migration. This is one of the important benefit for gig workers and platform workers. Then contract workers, fixed term employees, so they are also known as the contract workers, will increase employability and ensure social security, legal protection like benefits equal to permanent employees. This will increase employability, then it will ensure social security and legal protection to contract workers on par with the permanent employees. Then fixed term employees will become eligible for gratuity after 1 year of continuous service. This is another benefit. Gratuity is paid for contract workers if they complete 1 year of continuous service. Then principal employer will provide health benefits and social security benefits to contract workers. The principal employer, I mean the main employer who engage the contract workers. So such employer has to provide health benefits and social security benefits to contract workers. Then workers get free annual health checkup. So these are the benefits for contract workers through these labor codes. Then women workers, gender discrimination legally prohibited. According to these labor codes, gender discrimination is legally prohibited in all enterprises. Then equal pay for equal work ensured, and according to the Equal Remuneration Act, equal pay for equal work is ensured for women. Then women are permitted to work night shifts and in all types of work, including underground mining and heavy machinery, subject to their consent and mandatory safety measures. And this is very important because, according to the earlier legislations, women were not permitted to work during night time and they were not allowed in certain kind of activities like mining. But now, according to the present labor codes, women are permitted to work even during night time, and even they can work in any kind of industrial establishment, including the mining industries and heavy machinery industries, but subject to their consent. That means where the women are willing to work with their own consent, they will be permitted to work. And the employer has to provide mandatory safety measures for such kind of women workers. Then another point is mandatory women's representation in grievance redressal committees. That means in all uh, industrial establishments, the grievance redressal committee must be there, and in which women must have their representation. Then provision to add parents in law in family definition of female employees, expanding dependent coverage and ensuring inclusivity. This is very important initiative, that is provision to add parents in law in family definition of a female employee. That means the uh, female employee family include not only her husband and children, but their parents in law are also included, and they will be provided the all social security measures for them under this code. Then youth workers, minimum wage is guaranteed for all workers to get appointment letters. That means it is mandatory on the part of the employer to issue an appointment letter to the worker who is engaged for some economic activity. Then promoting social security, employment history, and formal employment. Worker exploitation by employers is prohibited. Payment of wages during leave has been made mandatory. That means the employer has to pay the wages, they have to pay the wages during the leave. That means this is assuring the leave with the payment. Then to ensure a decent standard of living, workers will receive wages as per the floor wage determined by the central government. That means uh, not the workers are paid not just minimum wages, but the fair wages must be paid to the workers so that they can maintain a decent standard of living. Then MSME workers, all MSME workers covered under the Social Security Code 2020, eligibility based on employee count, minimum wage guaranteed for all MSME workers. Workers will have access to facilities such as canteen, drinking water, and rest areas. Provisions for standard of living hours, double overtime wages, and paid leave, and timely wage payment ensured. So this is again very important point. Provisions for standard working hours, then double overtime wages and paid leave. So all these are provided for MSME workers according to the new labor codes. Then another category is BD and cigar workers. For the BD and cigar workers, minimum wages guaranteed for all. Working hours capped at 8 to 12 hours per day. Then 48 hours per week has been capped. 48 hours per week has been capped. Then overtime work beyond prescribed hours to be consent based and pay at least double the normal wage rate. This is again very important. Overtime beyond prescribed hours to be consent based and pay at least double the normal wage rate. Then timely payment of wages ensured. Then workers eligible for bonus after completing 30 days of work in a year. Yeah, this is again very important point. Workers eligible for 30 days of work in a year. Then plantation workers are now brought under the OSHWC code and the Social Security code. Labor codes apply to plantations with more than 10 workers or 5 or more. So these labor codes apply to plantations with more than 10 workers or 5 or more. Yeah. Labor codes apply to plantations with more than 10 workers or 5 or more hectares. That means where the plantation is spread in more than 5 hectares, and mandatory safety training on handling, storing, and using chemicals. Then protective equipment mandatory to prevent accidents and chemical exposure. This is again very important point. Workers and their families to get full ESI medical facilities, education facilities for their children are also guaranteed. This is with regard to plantation workers. Then audio visual and digital media workers. Digital and audio visual workers, including journalists in electronic media, dubbing artists, and stunt persons, will now receive full benefits. The mandatory appointment letter for all workers clearly stating their designation, wages, and social security entitlements. So the employer has to issue a mandatory appointment letter for all workers, clearly stating their designation, wages, and social security entitlements. And timely payment of wages ensured. Overtime work beyond prescribed hours to be consent based and pay at least double the normal wage rate. Then another important segment is mining workers. The Social Security Code treats certain commuting accidents as employment related, subject to conditions of time and place of employment. Central government notified standards to standardize workplace occupational safety and health conditions. Health safety for all workers will be ensured. Free annual health checkup will be provided to all mining workers. Limit on working hours set to 8 to 12 hours per day, then 48 hours per week to ensure health and work life balance. Hazardous industry workers. All workers will receive free annual checkups. Central government will frame national standards for better safety of workers. Women can work in all establishments, including underground mining, heavy machinery, and hazardous jobs, ensuring equal job opportunities for all. Mandatory safety committee at each site for on site safety monitoring and safe handling of hazardous chemicals ensured. Next category is the textile workers. All migrant workers, direct, contractor based, and self migrated to get equal wages, welfare benefits, and PDS portability benefits. Workers can raise claims for up to 3 years for settlement of pending dues, facilitating flexible and easy resolutions, provision for double wages for workers for overtime work. Another category is the IT and ITES workers. Release of salary mandatory by 7th of every month. Transparency and trust ensured. Equal pay for equal work made mandatory. Women's participation is strengthened. Facility for women to work night shifts in all establishments. Women to get opportunity to earn higher wages. Timely resolution of harassment, discrimination, and wage related disputes. Guarantee of social security benefits through fixed term employment and mandatory appointment letters. Then another category is the dock workers. All dock workers to get formal recognition, legal protection, mandatory appointment letters to guarantee social security benefits, provident fund, pension, and insurance benefits ensured for all, whether contract or temporary dock workers. Employer funded annual health checkups mandatory. Employer funded annual health checkups mandatory. Dock workers to get mandatory medical facilities, first aid, sanitary, and washing areas to ensure decent work conditions and safety. Then export sector workers. Export sector fixed term workers to receive gratuity, provident fund, and other social security benefits. Every worker to have the option of availing annual leaves after 180 days of work in a year. This every worker to have the option of availing annual leaves after 180 days of work in a year. Every worker to get right to timely wage payment and no unauthorized wage deductions and no wage ceiling restrictions. Women allowed to work in night shifts with consent, ensuring opportunity to earn higher income. Safety and welfare measures include mandatory written consent, double wages for overtime, safe transportation, CCTV surveillance, and security arrangements. And all these are very important to provide security and protection for women workers. So here, uh, as far as export sector workers are concerned, specific measures are initiated for the women workers. Their safety and welfare measures include mandatory written consent, double wages for overtime, safety transportation, CCTV surveillance, and security arrangements. Beyond the major welfare initiatives already highlighted, the labor codes introduce several further reforms that strengthen worker protection and simplify compliance for employers. And those measures are national floor wage to ensure no worker receives a wage below the minimum living standard. This is one important initiative. National floor wage to ensure no worker receive a wage below the minimum living standard. Then gender neutral pay and job opportunities. This is very important. Gender neutral pay and job opportunities. Explicitly prohibiting discrimination, including against transgender persons. Then inspector come facilitator system. Inspector come facilitator system. Shifting enforcement towards guidance, awareness, and compliance support rather than punitive action. This is shifting enforcement towards guidance, awareness, compliance support rather than the punitive action. Then faster and predictable dispute faster and predictable dispute resolution with the two-member industrial tribunals and the option to approach tribunals directly after conciliation. Then single registration, single license, and single return. This is beneficial to the employers. Single registration, single license, single return across safety and working condition requirements, replacing multiple overlapping filings. Then National OSH Board to set harmonized safety and health standards across sectors. Mandatory safety committees in establishments with 500 plus workers, improving workplace accountability. Then high factory applicability limits, easing regulatory burden for small units while retaining full safeguards for workers. So this is higher factory applicability limits. So this mainly focuses on easing regulatory burden for small units while retaining full safeguards for workers. Over the past decade, India has expanded social security coverage dramatically, rising from about 19% of workforce in 2015 to more than 64% in 2025, ensuring that protection and dignity reach workers across the country and also earning recognition in the global arena for this milestone achievement in social protection. So this is one of the most important aspect which the student is supposed to understand. This is India has expanded social security coverage dramatically, rising from 19% of the workforce in 2015 to more than 64% in 2025. Then the implementation of the four labor codes marks the next major step in this trajectory, further widening social security net and embedding portability of benefits across states and sectors. With expanded social security, stronger protections, and nationwide portability of entitlements, the courts place workers, especially women, youth, unorganized, gig, and migrant workers, firmly at the center of labor governance. This is also very important point. By reducing compliance burden and enabling flexible modern work arrangements, the courts boost employment, skilling, and industry growth, reaffirming the government's commitment to pro worker, pro women, pro youth, and pro employment labor ecosystem. This is again, I would like to focus on this point. By reducing compliance burden and enabling flexible modern work arrangements, the courts boost employment, skilling, and industry growth, reaffirming the government's commitment to pro worker, pro women, pro youth, pro employment labor ecosystem. So these are the important points related to the benefits of the new labor codes initiated by the government of India. So these four labor codes benefit the workers in informal sector or unorganized sector, and this will not only help the workers but it will also help the employers. So that these labor codes will help to strengthen the industrial and labor ecosystem in India. So these are the important points related to this particular topic. Thank you.